A warm hello to my dear students of interview, career, and profession. This is your profession, Varun signing in for a session on situational outcomes of interviews for students and graduates. So, my dear students, as you all know, that post or during your higher education, you will have to be in a continuous pursuit of identifying and locating and focusing on your career area or sectors which will grant you a good social status, salary, and a standard of living. So, today's class we are going to discuss after your interview what are the possible or probable situational outcomes that a graduate or a student will have to see or experience. Okay, so as soon as you finish your interview with a HR or a company, you are going to a stage of to check whether you are shortlisted or not. So the first important thing that a student or a graduate should find out post his or her interview is that whether he or she has been shortlisted or not. Now shortlisted are of five types. The first one, four types. The first one is shortlisted, okay, but not selected. So you must have received information from HR that you are shortlisted, but you are not further selected while calculating the final decision on moving the candidate out to the next round with the panel or the hiring committee. This is sometimes possible when there are higher number of applicants for the job, when there are certain peculiarity required for the job. So my dear students, interview is a empirical activity. Please remember. After that you have shortlisted on hold. So basically you are shortlisted but you are on hold because the HR must have found out certain peculiar details which they felt needs a certain investigation before they revert to you. Okay, so it is called as shortlisted on hold. Then third one, shortlisted not pursued by the student or graduate. So let us say that the student or graduate understood that he or she has been shortlisted, but graduate has some other job offer, so he or she must be not joining in. So the third one is shortlisted but not pursued by candidate or student or graduate. The fourth one is that shortlisted and advanced to final round. So whenever an interview is given, there are four outcomes in terms of shortlisted which a candidate can look after. The first one is shortlisted but not selected by the company because of some doubts they or suspicions they have, or they are in the position of reconciling the requirements with their business requirements. Then second, shortlisted on hold. They are investigating the candidature or there is certain issues in the business which they are trying to figure out. Then the third one is from the candidate side, shortlisted, not pursued. Candidate becomes disinterested after some time if the company is taking lot of time and he may not pursue the offer further. The fourth one is the always positive one, shortlisted and advanced to the final round. Okay. So a candidate's first task after he or she is interviewed is to look for whether he or she is shortlisted or not. In the shortlisted, I explained you there are four types. Now we will move on to the next stage of the outcome of any interview for graduates or students is selected. So shortlisted, the next round is selected. Selection happens if the shortlisted candidate is moving to the final round. Okay, so selection is a process where the final rounds of interview take place. So the outcome where the selection stage comes is selection and absorbed. So those who have been shortlisted and moved to the next round, there will be a selection round of interview. If the interview goes on very well, the HR is happy, the recruiter is happy, or the candidate is happy, you will be receiving a offer letter, or it is called as absorption letter, asking you to absorb. Then selected for the final round, but still not called for by the company, because the company at the time of hiring must have understood that they have met their requirements. They may put the selected people in the next batch, so that possibility is also available. Then selected on hold. So you are selected for the final joining, but you are still on hold because of any investigative or any very unique or suspicious situation has come. The HR needs time to find out what is the background of this person, or whether the hiring decision is in the evaluation phase in the committee or in the hiring panel. So at that moment of time, selection but on hold. Then let us say the candidate, the another fourth type of selection is selection by the company but rejected by the candidate or the company. So sometimes the candidate gets selected, but he may engulf in a legal issue or a police issue which the company feels is against their ethics and their standards. So there are subsequent chances that the company may reject that person. The other thing is selected and rejected by the candidate. So the candidate completes his interview, his or her interview, but when he thinks he will receive the offer letter, when he thinks to join, he will get another counter offer from the competitor organization of that company, and he feels like joining. So this facilitates selected and rejected by the candidate. So interview is a very important and a challenging process for both candidate and the recruiter. Successful interviews is perceived as when the candidate joins the company. No, when I told you selected, it's all selection interviews. So once the candidate is finally selected after all the rounds of interview, is called as final selection. So final selection is a major thing which everyone should focus upon. So I am sure that in this video I have touched upon for all my students that what is a situational outcome of an empirical process called interview. I am giving a conclusion, or I am concluding there are two elements in which the candidate can look after finishing the interview. First one is shortlisted, whether after giving the first round, and whether to check selected after giving the final round. So the initial round is leading to shortlisted, and the final round of interview leads to selection. So if you are selected in the final interview, you will be absorbed when you once you accept the offer letter. And if you are selected sometimes in the interview but not called for by the company because of several factors like business issue or any other issues that comes up, then selected on hold, some investigation is going on against your selection, or the company has met their quota of the requirements, that is why they are waiting for. Then you have selection but rejected by the candidate or by the company. So company can also reject the candidate after selecting. The company may go on loss later, so or something like that. Or candidate may reject because he may get another offer or a counter offer or a multiple other offers. So since shortlisted, you have given your initial round of interview but not selected. You have given your initial round of interview shortlisted but it is on hold. Then the third one is shortlisted. The candidate does not want to join for the company and does not give up for the final show up for the final round. Then the fourth one is the successful shortlisted and advanced to final round. So these, my students, are the two outcomes of the interview which you must be mentally prepared on to face. There are several other experiences that will come along with these basic things I have shared. Hopefully, from your experiences, you become a strong interview taker, and I wish you all the success in your job hunting or internship hunting. So, field work is the motto. So, experience this all in the field so you become a stronger professional in coming days. So, have a nice day, and I see you soon in the next class. Have a good day.